Everyone, back again with another video, another from the car, and I have the time in mind as well. I'm caught in a little bit of traffic. It's just sped up, but nonetheless, I have the time. Why not? Let's talk about a subject matter that has bothered me a little bit. A lot of these videos that we do, it's almost like a reality show, and I want to hit you with some reality about making these videos. I have gotten quite a few comments directed, and believe me, I want all the comments. The comments help me make these videos. It gives me ideas to write videos on. And this is, I made a video about my horological knowledge. And some people don't go back, and some people were just being trolls. But they question, how do I know everything I know? And then they one of the biggest things they hit me with is, if you don't own the watch, you can't talk about the watch, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, from the first thought process, that someone would say, that makes sense. If you don't really know that watch if you don't own that watch. I have to slightly disagree with that. You have good points with that, but it's not like owning a car in a sense, or even if it is like owning a car. There's quite a few videos on YouTube to teach you about and get you prepped and give you information about a new car that just came out. It happens all the time, and thousands and thousands of people watch those videos. None of the comments are, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't own that car. None of the comments. Zero. But I get that comment all the time. And I'm going to address some issues why people don't think I know what I know. And if you can't tell, I'm not afraid of much. A lot of times my lack of fear has gotten me in more trouble than anything too. So I'm going to go ahead and address one of the elephants in the room, and it's skin color. Oh yeah, skin color. And I say skin color, not race, because for those of you who can't pay attention, I'm pretty sure I'm not the race you think I am. And I'm not going to lead on to what I am, but I'm pretty sure I'm not the race you think I am. But it's skin color. And the first thought process that comes to my mind, or the first thing that I have to address with that is, I kind of understand. I understand that it is hard to believe that somebody that looks similar to me would know this much about watch collecting and horology and mechanics of watches. It is very difficult to believe that I could know this much information. But the first thing I want to tell you is, again, I understand. Why do I understand? Because if I go to a Japanese steakhouse and the cook in front of me that's on the hibachi is, say, a Latino or a Jamaican, and any Jamaican, I may be kind of put off. I may feel that I'm not getting the full experience. So if my chef is Jose, might have a problem with that. I want somebody who looks, remember it's all about looks Japanese. That's my first thought process. It truly is. I'm not going to lie to you. That's my first thought process. And so, in retrospect, I understand why you see me say, he can't know that much about watches. I get it. Now, here, let me put this argument out there for you. Maybe a person like me can't afford the watches that I talk about. But would that stop me from knowing about these watches I talk about? I had a comment, and it was on Archie Luxury's channel. The comment, and I'll talk about that's a whole other thing, but they comment because I'll talk about it. Archie Luxury put a couple of my videos on his channel. It was supposed to be to promote my channel, but I don't think that's what it was for in retrospect. But they talked about how all I need to do is learn how to open a door for somebody. Okay, let's talk about, let's say I am that kind of person. Let's say I'm some rich person's driver. I'm some rich person's driver, and it's not far-fetched that somebody that looks like me, that you believe looks like me, can be somebody's chauffeur. That's not far-fetched now, is it? Now, if I'm driving my employer's Bentley, wouldn't I know about the mechanics of the Bentley? Wouldn't I know about how well that car drives? Wouldn't I know about the maintenance that's needed on that car? Or the things that aren't that good? Wouldn't I know about those things? So going into that, say somebody who sells watches, a jeweler doesn't truly own all those watches, especially if he's just an employee. He sells them, lack of better term, the jewelry or the watches. If he sells the watches, he doesn't own every single one of those watches, but he knows a lot about those watches, doesn't he? He has to sell those watches. He sells them every day. If he's any good, he makes a sale every day, and to make that sale, he has to know something about those watches, right? Now, I've been to, not to say Little Treasury, because Little Treasury, I'm going to leave them out. They have some of the most knowledgeable employees around, but I've been to many jewelry stores, and they didn't know anything close to what I know about watches. And they were selling very high-end watches, but they didn't know anything about those watches, or their knowledge was very, very limited. But if they went on and made videos and say, hey, I work for this place and that place, you wouldn't say anything to them. You wouldn't say, hey, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So I went on about that point, on and on. The big thing is, I know what I'm talking about. Don't look at just what I look like, what I'm saying. But I do want you to judge me on my appearance, but my appearance on maybe my clothes or my presentation. And I know some of you don't like the way I talk. I am working on it. I am working on trying to enunciate better. It is a process to be on camera, because I noticed with being on camera, you do have to enunciate much better, because the microphone does not pick up on everything it should pick up on. Some of my words seem to be mumbled, but when I talk to people, they never say they don't understand what I'm saying. I'm talking to them face to face. But on camera, I've noticed even myself that some of these things don't come out like I want them to. But that's not really what we're talking about. Here's another thing what I wanted to cover about race. Now, I understand, again, because you don't usually see a person like me doing these watch videos, or in a lot of these circumstances where I'm at. I understand, because it doesn't happen often, meaning I've been the only brown-skinned person many times in my life. When I joined the police and graduated my police academy, I was the darkest person in that police academy. When I graduated OCS and went out to the fleet in the Marine Corps, I can count the amount of brown-skinned people on my hand that were in my battalion. Wasn't many people in the same rank as me. Actually, I was the only brown-skinned person in that same rank as me. So I am the exception to the rule. So don't feel that, hey, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. We don't have a lot of those people. You're right. A lot of those people that look like this guy aren't on the same subject matter. And as you can tell, I'm the only dark-skinned person, and I say brown-skinned because compared to everybody else, I'm the darkest one, and I'm not that dark. I'm the only one on here. So, hey guys, I can do it. If I'm going to be the only one, I'm going to be the only one. All right? There's not that many people who do this. There's not that many people that look like me do this. You don't just accept me for what I'm saying right now. Just look at what body of work I do. How many people have done the things I've done? Look at my videos. How many people have covered different watch events? How many people have covered different watch brands that I've covered and are doing it with the agreement of a jewelry store? You know how difficult it is to get a jewelry store to allow you to come in. I'm the only one who's been doing it. So this is what I tell you guys. Just judge me on the content of my videos, not just what I look like. Do it on my character. You can do it on what I look like, and do it on what I'm wearing or how I'm presenting myself. All right, I hope this video helps you understand. Hope this video didn't make too many people uncomfortable. But I think this will help a lot of us just address some of these issues that unfortunately are in front of our face that we're afraid to talk about. Again, I'm not afraid to talk about them because, again, I've been the only one many, many times. And I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy talking to you. I hope to see more of you. And I hope more of you will trust me. I'm Charles Wallingford. I always ask the question, how would you spend your money? Well, when you spend your money, don't be afraid to take my advice.